Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome newcomers. I hope you guys enjoy the channel, the tutorials, and become part of this journey with me, with us, one big family. If you have not subscribed yet, I ask you please to do so to help out the channel, and also give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important for us creators. My threads are Portugal brands. I am in Europe. These are 4-ply, similar to Lydia number 3, a little bit thinner. My colors go by number and not by name. Example, like this green, color number 23, color number 30, and color number 40. Now I get questioned a lot, or receive a lot of emails asking about my threads. I do ship it out. They're $12 a ball. They're 100 grams, equivalent to 325 yards. This is a minimum order of 6 in order to cover the shipping cost, because that's just horrendous how the shipping cost is out here. I make nothing out of it, gain nothing out of it. It's more for you guys to enjoy these beautiful colors, because a lot of you love the mixed colors, especially that I do get them out here, which I can't find any around now. But anyway, so, you know, like in the pinks or in the blues, or I'm trying to find other ones, into the brown and Tiffany blue. Anyway, there's all kinds. So if you want to order, you can always go through my email. It's below in the description box. I also like to mention I do have a Facebook crochet group, private group, because a lot of scammers out there with the cuts and bits links. You should not open those links no matter which group you're in. They're fraud. And you must have a profile pic in order to be a member in my crochet group, because we don't want scammers in. So I also do have a crochet page you can follow. You can always get a hold of me through there, or through Instagram or TikTok. All of the links are below in the description box. Very easy, just click and join. So, and for the most part I use 2.7 hooks, sometimes a 3, depending upon the project that I'm using. Of course, we always need a small one to tuck in loose ends, and a pair of scissors. Thank you so much, everybody, for your kind words and your suggestions, your opinions, and your requests. I try to fill everybody's requests as much as I can. If you do have questions and I'm delayed answering, it's because of my time zone is different. But I do answer to everybody. God bless all of you, and enjoy the tutorial. Okay, everyone. So I had yesterday uploaded the video that I'm re-uploading today. For some reason, at the beginning of the video, it's for the blankets, the sample that I made. At the beginning of the video, everything seemed to be fine. And then there was 2 members, 2 subscribers on the channel that have made a comment that they can hear me, but they couldn't see. And the first one that had commented on that, I believe it's Karen, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much. That really helps me to check it out. I had checked it and it seemed to be fine. And then the second comment made me go back again. So further up on the video, that's when I saw it was not working. So I had to delete both videos, because obviously if there's an error on the right hand, there's an error on the left hand also. So it's being re-uploaded again. Thank God I managed to recycle or re-get my videos on the recycle bin. Thank God, or else I would have to like all over again recreate it. Okay, so my apologies for those that already have been watching the video and are creating the little blanket or big blanket. But I'm putting the video out again. Please, always, anyone that ever sees any wrong with the videos, please let me know. It's the only way, because I don't keep track of all the videos that I put out. Obviously, there's more than 2,000 videos. Okay, thank you so much, ladies, for coming through with the problem of the video. Karen H., thank you so much. And Diane, thank you so much also. Okay, God bless you. Okay, everyone, so we're going to create a blanket. Now, it could be like a bedspread blanket. It could be for the edge of the bed. It could be for a child. Anything that you, or a throw away into the couch. It's up to you. I'm sure that you guys probably seen many of these. Everybody has their own input, their own creation. You can go accordingly to the size you want. It's added by every 11 chain stitch. Okay, I'm just going to do a sample. I'm not going to do the blanket itself. I'm using a 2.7 hook, even though it says 2.8 on my hook. Some hooks say a number, but they're actually smaller than others. So I'm going to start off with the slip stitch knot, and I'm going to do 95 chain stitch. Okay, but if you want it like 1.5 meters or so, then you have to do 200. I can't remember exactly. Let me do the calculations. So for, let's say, example, 1.5 meters, then you do 287 chain stitch. I'm going to do a sample, so I'm just going to do it with 95, okay, chain stitch. So I'll meet you when I complete. This is a wideness, so you always start by the wideness, okay? So I've done my 95 chain stitch. Now, like I said, if you want to go wider, obviously this is a sample, or it could be just a small throwaway blanket. You could measure your bed if you're doing for the edge of the bed, and then you times it by 11, so you'll have the right amount of stitch that you need. Okay, you could also alternate colors as you go. You can add as many colors for the rows as you want. So I'm going to come back on my 4th chain. 1, 2, 3. On my 4th, I'm going to do double crochet. So automatically I already have 2 double crochets because of that curve turning. Now I'm going to do 1 per stitch until I have 11 double crochets. Okay, I've done my 11 double crochets. I'm going to do 2 chain, and I'm coming back into that same one with double crochets. I'm creating that V, and I'm going to do 11 double crochets again. That's already included with that one that we went into the same stitch. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, until I have 11. Okay, so I've done my 11. Now we're going to alternate. We're not going to do the 2 chain. We're going to skip 1, 2, 3, come on your 4th. We're always going to alternate here. So 1 V going up and 1 V coming down, and then do the 11 double crochets again. So that means after this 11, we'll be doing the 2 chains and doing exactly like this one again. And then after that one, we're skipping 3 going into the 4th. Okay, so I'm going to do my 11 double crochets again. I've done my 11 double crochets again. I'm going to do my 2 chain, and coming back into that same stitch, creating my V again, facing upwards. Okay, so we have 1 facing upwards, 1 down, 1 facing up, the next one, we're facing down. That means we're skipping 3 stitch and going into the 4th. Okay, so doing my 11 double crochets again. Now the length, you can go as much as you want. What's important here is the width of your project, because, you know, as far as the length, you can just continue rows after rows. Okay, so I'm going to continue to do my 11 double crochets again. So I've done my 11 double crochets. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, and I'm coming into the 4th with double crochet like that. So we can have 1 V up, 1 V down. The next one, we're going to do the 2 chain, the V going up. So doing my 11 double crochets again. So I've done my 11. This one's down, we're going up. So chain 2, coming back into that same stitch with double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, again doing the 11 double crochets. I've done my 11, so again I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, coming in my 4th. Always alternating, 1 V going up, 1 V coming down. And then repeating the 11 double crochets. Okay? So, as you see, a V going up, 1 coming down, 1 going up, 1 coming down, 1 going up, 1 coming down. I'm going to continue to do that until the end. So I'll meet you at the end. So my next V will be up. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much reached the end. Now I want to explain it very clearly to you so you guys understand. So I did only a sample. If you want to go wider, let's say for like the edge of the bed or whatever, whatnot, so you will have to, so I have 95 chain stitch at the beginning. You're going to have to increase 24 chain stitch. Okay, obviously we do 11 double crochets, but you'll have to do the increase on the chain stitch, 24 more chain stitch after the 95, because for every 24 chain stitch, it's what's giving you the motive, okay, for each motive here. That's why it's important to know. So let's say you're doing, you know, for the edge of the bed, so you would measure your bed and so on. You do 95 plus 24 plus 24 plus 24, okay? Then you will have the right amount of the 11 double crochet, and also will have the right amount also to create your motives for the blanket, okay? Okay, so now we're going to turn into the back, and only here at the beginning, doesn't matter the size you're making, we have to make a little adjustment at the beginning and of course at the end when you finish the size that you want. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 double crochet, 3 chain stitch for double crochet and 2 for space. Okay, I'm going to skip 1 chain and I'm coming into the next one. One chain, skip a stitch into the next one. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. We need to always have a total of 6 spaces here, 6 little squares. Skip a double crochet and into the next one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to skip these first 2, 1 chain, or you can do a 2 chain if you like, and I'm going directly inside of this V. So we have 6 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 2, coming back in. So this is part of the 6th on this side also. Okay, 1 double crochet. I'm going to skip 1 double crochet, and I'm going to do 2 chains. Skip a stitch, double crochet, 1 chain, skip a stitch, double crochet, 1 chain, skip a stitch, double crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 chain, skip a stitch. Actually, I don't know what I was thinking. And I'm coming in directly. Wait a minute. Sorry, people. So 1 chain, skip a stitch, and into the next one. We have the 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because this is facing down, we need to keep it facing down. So we're going to skip these 2 here of the V and come into the next one directly without any chain stitch. 1 chain, skip a stitch, into the next one. Thread is getting all wrapped up as usual. So far I have 1, 2, 1 chain, skip a stitch, into the next one. This little trick is only at the beginning and at the end when you're closing out. Skip a stitch, into the next one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 chain, skip a stitch, into the next one. This is 5, 1 chain, and now we're coming into the center, and we have our 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 2, into that same one, and again we're starting 1, skip a stitch, into the next one. Oh, we have to do 1 chain, sorry. Guess I get ahead of my game, don't I? 1 chain, skip a stitch, into the next one. If your tension is too tight, you can do a 2 chain. Skip a stitch, into the next one. 1 chain, skip a stitch, into the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 chain, skip a stitch, and we end up exactly how we did with 1 double crochet left, exactly how we did here. So no chain space, skip the 2 double crochets here and into the 3rd one. So we can continue with the V's facing up this way. 1 chain, skip a stitch, into the next one. Doing those 6 double crochets again, skip a stitch, into the next one. 1 chain, skip a stitch, into the next one. 1 chain, skip a stitch, and into the next one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 chain, into the center. This is my 6th. Chain 2, into the center, double crochet, 1 chain, skip a stitch, into the next one. So I already have the 2 double crochets. We need a total of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The one going up, we always have to do the V. So that's my 6th inside. And we start counting from this one with the 6s again. Skip a stitch, into the next one. 1 chain, skip a stitch, into the next one. 1 chain, and we continue that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 chain, skip a stitch, and into the next one. So it always ends up one before the last one of the V. no chain space, skip these 2 for the V going down and into the next one, like that. Okay, so I'm reaching the end, and like I said, we need to make on those first row the adjustment. So after I do my last V, I'm going to skip 2 stitch, and I'm going to go directly. I'm not making a chain space because we always need to have 11. So this adjustment is only at the beginning. So far I have 2 and not 11. Well, 11 double crochets on the next row, obviously. We always need to have 6. For some reason I'm getting this terrible cough. I think it's the change of climate. Skip a stitch into the next one. So I have 1, 2, 3. We skipped the 2 ones and we made no chain space there. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 chain, and we're coming into that last one, which was the 3 chains we did to turn, if you recall. So we can have a nice straight line. So this is pretty much the adjustment we needed to make, because the next row it will be only double crochets like we have here, and we need to have the total of those 11. So turning around, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 chain, coming inside that chain space, double crochet into that stitch, that double crochet, 1 inside of the chain and 1 on top of the stitch. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8 on top of those double crochets, 9, 10, and inside of the V, 11. So you can have the right amount. That's why we needed to make that adjustment. And then chain 2, coming back in, double crochet on top of that stitch, 1 inside of that chain space, on top of the stitch. Gotta pull some thread here. So we have 4 inside of that chain, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So we're going to do exactly what we've done here. So we have the 11 double crochets here. We're going to go directly in the center of that 1 chain. So we can keep up that V coming down. And then 11 double crochets again. 1 per stitch and 1 inside of that 1 chain space. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, inside of that V, 11. Okay, so we've skipped these 2 here, went directly. Chain 2. Now my thread keeps getting stuck. My goodness. 2 chain, coming back in, double crochet on top of that stitch. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and just before the V, 11. So we know that we're jumping that V that's coming this way. We're jumping these two. It's the same thing as we jumped here, right? No chain stitch, just jump from one chain here to the next, or one little square to the next. And this is how we're going to proceed until the end. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Remembering to make that adjustment, we did the 11 double crochets, 2 chain. Back inside of that V, 11 double crochets. It stops at that little block just before the V, skipping these 2. No chain space, go directly. 11 double crochets, falls right into the V that faces up. 2 chain, and again counting from that very first double crochet inside of the V. 11 double crochets, again, no chain space, skipping those 2, going in, and now going to do the 11 double crochets again. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my row. Okay, you guys, so I'm reaching the end. I've done my first double crochet on top of that double crochet, so that's 2. Remember, we went directly inside. We didn't do the chain space on the other side. So we're coming directly on top of that double crochet in order to have the 11, okay? So now we're going in. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we're going to count 1, 2 on that third chain, 11. Okay. So what you can do now, if you're changing colors, you can cut your thread, tuck in the loose ends, or do it at the end as you're used to. Okay, so, and you're gonna have to work on the wrong side because we're always doing wrong side, right side, wrong side, right side. Okay, so we finished on the right side. We have to start on the wrong side of the double crochets. I'm going to come in with the white just so you guys have an idea. If you want to do all in one color, or if you want to do for a baby, you can use the blues, the pinks. So I'm going to come in that first double crochet. I'm doing a single, 1, 2 chain, and 1 chain for space. I'm going to skip a stitch coming into the next one. It lines up pretty much with the bottom one. Remember, here we don't do any chain stitch. Okay, we went directly. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. So we have 3. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. 4. Skip a stitch into the next one. 5. We need to skip these 2, and we're going to go directly inside. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 2. Coming inside again. Double crochet. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. So we have 2. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. 3. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. 4, 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 chain, skip a stitch, and it's just before the V. So we have the 6. We're going to skip these 2 exactly how we did down here and come directly on top of that double crochet. So it lines up. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. 1 chain, skip a stitch. That's all we have to keep doing to the rows. Just have to remember to jump, okay? From here with no chain. And then skip these 2 here in the center. Skip a stitch into the next one. So we have, and of course no chain here because that's part of the V. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip a stitch. 5. 1 chain and into the center of that V. Always ending up on the center of the V that's going up. Chain 2, come back in. Okay. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. And it lines up as you can see there. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. Skip a stitch into the next one after you do your 1 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. That's your 6th. Skip these 2 and into the next one, creating that V downwards. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. Okay. So I pretty much did until almost the end, just for you guys to remember that you must jump these 2. Okay. So 1 chain, skip these 2 always, and do your double crochet. So you have 1, 2, 1 chain, skip a stitch. We have 3, 4, 5, and on your 3rd chain, 6. Okay. Then you turn around and do 1, 2, 3 for your first double crochet. Come inside. You have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whoops, on top. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, inside 11. All you have to do is look here in the bottom and you know you're on the right track. Okay, then come back inside. You start your first, if you look well, your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then you jump these two, come in the center, right? If you look here, you jump these two, you come in the center, same thing here, and then 1 per stitch again. That's all you have to do now, is just follow the bottom ones, the previous ones. Or you can rewind the video and take it from there. So again, on top, as you can see here, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and inside 11. Chain 2, come back inside 1. Can always look below to see if you're okay. So basically it's like you're on here, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, you would look down here, and 11, which is the one here inside. Then skip these two and into the next one. 1 per stitch again. That's all you have to do, is refer yourself to the bottom one always. Like when you get to the next row of this, then you would look into the bottom one. It makes it easier for you guys. So I alternated the colors every 3. That means I have one more of the white and then go back into the blue. I'm going to continue this, and then I'll come back to you so I can show you how we're going to finalize the end. Okay? Okay, you guys, so I finished my row. If you realize we had skipped this one here in order for us to have the right amount for the 11, okay? But here, if you realize you don't have to skip anything, you're just going to follow, because we already did the adjustment here on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so only really at the beginning we have to make those adjustments. So turn around. 1, 2, 3 for my double crochet and 1 for space. Skipping that first double crochet into the next, 1 chain. Skip again, double crochet, 1 chain. You can follow up on the same strand as the bottom one there. 1 chain, double crochet. Don't forget we're supposed to have 6, so 2, 4, 5. Skipping these 2, and as you see here, of course we always skip these 2, and coming, I have to do 1 chain. What is wrong with me, right? 2, 4, 5, and 6. No chain. I don't know what. I was thinking we have to follow the same way as the bottom one. Okay, so we didn't do a chain there. We're going directly in. And 6. 2, 4, 6. Chain 2. Coming back inside. So if we follow exactly the bottom, we know that we didn't do a chain there. So we're not doing a chain here. 1 chain. Here we've skipped 1 and went into the next one. So we're skipping this one. Let me just check again before I even confuse myself. Did we? Okay. So we're skipping that V, right? Skipping that V. One chain. So we have to skip a stitch, 3, skip a stitch, 4, skip a stitch, 5, skip a stitch, and 6. Remembering, we're skipping these 2, like here. So skip these 2 into the next one. Okay, that V going up, always skipping those 2 there. Okay, so pretty much always look in the bottom and you're good to go. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you start counting again. 1, skip a stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, into the center. Remember, it always falls into the center, going up. Chain 2, coming in, skip a stitch into the next one. Did I do 1 chain space? No. 1 chain. I'll skip a stitch into the next one. Just look at the previous one. You line them up. This way you know that you can't go wrong if you line them up with the previous ones, okay? Okay, everyone, so pretty much finished doing the little sample. Now, as you can see here, you can do whatever colors you want. I did 3 rows of the blue and 7 rows of the white, and I finished with 3 rows of the blue. Now you can alternate. You can do those 3 and then go back into the white and then 3, or even just 1. It's up to you. And I've done the tassels, which is very simple to create. It's just putting into a box, mobile phone, something that's square long enough. You can make the size you want. Give you an example. Trying to find something here. I actually did that in my deodorant, underarm deodorant thing, because I couldn't find a carton around me. So, for example, you have a little carton, whatever the case may be, and you can do it either on your mobile, the size you want. Just keep rolling. The thickness you want, many times as you want. On these ones, as you can see, this one's thinner, so I did 11. That's just to show you. And this one is 16, so it's a little bit thicker. Then once you have finished, you just go around with the string, close it up, and then cut it all in the same length. Tie it in the back and tuck in your loose ends. A little string to go into the at the edges here. So you put on the corner, in the center here, and then here, obviously, then here, and then the last one in the corner. So I think this is good enough. Hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I will see you in the next one. Let me know what you think. And thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, do so. And sharing is caring. God bless you. Until next time, everybody. Bye-bye.